Today I could talk about manifestation, and I think manifestation gets a little bit, maybe a little bit misinterpreted sometimes about like how we manifest. And I think a lot of times people like come from manifestation from a place of I'm trying to make the universe give me things that aren't here in this moment before it's really ready or time for me to actually receive what I want. Like a lot of times people come from manifestation of I'm trying to control or manipulate the universe into giving me what I want. And I'll make a vision board so the universe knows exactly what I want and need in my own vision board signals and signs. And I'll feng shui my home, and I'll crystal grid my picture with me with a soulmate, and I'm gonna make it happen. And I would say it isn't so much about you manifesting things, and I don't even think like really we should call it manifestation. I think we should call it maybe attraction. And when we're thinking about trying to create our dreams, you can think about it as, are you attractive to your dreams just as much as you are attracted to the dreams you want to live? Like, for example, if you're trying to manifest a partner, the real question is, are you living your life that would be just as attractive to the partner you would want to call into your life, just as much as you would be attracted to that partner? And you can think about it as in, what are the changes in my life that I imagine making or living or experiencing when I'm living with this partner? And can I imagine making those changes now? Maybe we tell ourselves like, oh, this is like something, I mean, I keep my apartment somewhat clean, but this is something I kind of tell myself is like, oh, like when I have a partner, oh, like my apartment will be super organized and I'll always be on top of cleaning. And it's like, if that's what you imagine with that partner, why don't you do it now? Or or maybe you imagine like, oh, like when I'm with this partner, I'm going to make them amazing meals, or I'm going to be in my best shape, or I'm going to tell them so often how much I love them, and I'm going to be encouraging, and I'm going to constantly remind them of how amazing it is to date them, or whatever we imagine. And it's like, if you imagine doing that for a partner, can you do it for yourself first? And what are the areas of your life that you approve on? Or when you imagine dating someone, you are like, oh, I'm going to straighten this out a little bit. And can you do it now? Because what if real manifestation is attraction, and we attract the partner when we have shown the universe that we're ready to handle a partner? And we get ready to handle a partner by living our life like that partner has already walked in to our life. And part of it is the external and how we're handling our external environment, whether that be making ourselves amazing meals, taking good care of our body, giving ourselves positive affirmations, appreciating ourselves, appreciating our body as if we were our partner, as if we would appreciate our partner. And also, like, even when you think about like sex, like when you're thinking about sex, are you enjoying your body or like exploring pleasure in your body just as much as you would with another person? Because I think a lot of times we get caught up in like, oh, like in order for me to have sex, like be great at sex, I need to have sex with a bunch of different people. And that's one way to explore it. And I'm not saying that might not make you a little bit better at sex, but also it's, what is your relationship like with pleasure with yourself? And what if really one of the best ways to be and to like have better boundaries with people that would be a little bit more supportive is how deeply can I explore and explore pleasure with my own body, and can I find joy in just that, and can I like please my own body without having to fantasize about having sex with another person. Because if we're constantly thinking or fantasizing about a partner or fantasizing about having sex with someone, we're just building greater fantasies about the person we're going to date. We're building greater fantasies when we're physically intimate with people, and then it's going to be harder to be in the moment. And I think really on what I've found to be true to me is really it's more about how deeply do I connect with myself? How deeply do I enjoy pleasure? Do I enjoy my own body? And like the more you can find that with you, the more you will be amazing in bed, or amazing as a partner with other people. And you can think about it as the people that are the best listeners are the ones who listen deeply to themselves and what they need. The people that are the most kind and loving are the people who are also the most kind and loving to themselves. The people that are amazing cooks are the ones who cook amazingly for themselves more often than not. And the more willing you are to connect with yourself deeper, the better you will be at receiving whatever you want to receive in your life. And I think talking about manifestation, real manifestation, is can I be grateful for what I have in this moment? Because if I can't be grateful for this scene in this moment, I'm not going to be able to be grateful for when the scenes change. Kind of thinking about yourself as like the main character in a play. And if they change the background set, does that change the main character? No, the main character is the same. It's just in a different scene. And so no matter, even if you got your wildest dreams, you got your dream partner, you got to do the work or the career you always imagined doing, you got deeper friendships, deeper community. You won't be able to appreciate it if you can't appreciate not having it as well. And it's the appreciating of not having it that actually wears down our ego, that thinks it needs something or needs something outside of itself, or it says, I cannot be whole, I cannot find peace without this. And the universe goes, honey, if you just took a little bit more time to appreciate, love, and connect yourself, the peace that you're searching for would erupt within you. And you would remember that anything outside of me is destined to change, destined to leave at some point, and it's only something for me to experience, not something for me to hold on to and need. And when I think I need something, or when I'm trying to hold on to something, that's what creates suffering in my life. And the universe gives us experiences to make us amazing receivers. And if you're going through an experience of having less, and I'm currently going through experience of having less, and I have been for quite some months, if you imagine if the universe is preparing me to handle incredible levels of abundance or prosperity, what if having less is the best way to train someone to do that? And if you're someone with very little, or you don't have a lot, what if the universe is teaching you how to just be incredibly grateful for what you do have, incredibly grateful for yourself, your body, and teaching you how to really connect with your body? So then when you're given incredible levels of blessings, of abundance, you can relate to those gifts with the same level of appreciation, with the same level of love and connection that you found in yourself, and you can share that with other people. And the having of less is what prepares you for more, because it teaches you how to appreciate what you have. And we will never be good at receiving things if we can't appreciate our time without it. And that's what real balance is. I enjoy my alone time as much as I enjoy my time with other people. I enjoy my time where I didn't have a lot just as much as I enjoy my time where I had everything I wanted. Because No matter what gets changed on the outside, it isn't whatever gets changed in the scenery does not change the main character, and it's the main character's relationship with life that actually is what allows the main character to have joy in them, or actually allows the main character to be happy. It is happy. It isn't the outside experience so much. And sure, some outside experiences are maybe a little bit more stressful or put you under more pressure, or might be a little bit hard to get through, but you can enjoy and celebrate every day you're living. You can say thank you for every day you are alive. You can be grateful for all the time you have on this planet, and it is your choice whether you want to be grateful or not. And if you can't be grateful for not having what you want, you won't be able to be grateful when you get it. And the universe wants you to enjoy your experience. And it's like, and the universe is always giving you what you need, not what you want. And sometimes what you need will be what you want, but when what you want isn't here, it's maybe because you don't need it yet. And the universe is putting you through experiences that will teach you how to handle what you want, will teach you how to receive and be grateful and enjoy what you want. And if it's not here right now in this moment, maybe you're just going through the preparing phase or preparation phase to then be able to receive it in a little bit. And when we're thinking about manifesting a partner, manifesting someone that is going to meet us in the deepest level of love, if we're choosing to date people that aren't that, if we're not being picky in who we're dating, we are just slowing our growth cycle to actually then attracting the person of our dreams, because it isn't so much of practicing with people that are out of alignment, but it's about forming a deeper relationship with yourself that actually could show the love or the appreciation or celebrate life enough to actually be able to fully receive a soulmate. And your no's redirect you to a yes, but if you're not telling people no who are not quite it, or who might be attractive but aren't good listeners, or who might be incredible cooks but they aren't very confident or aren't very capable of loving you how you'd want to be loved, you're just wasting time with people who are out of alignment, and you're forming more of a relationship with out of alignment than you are with alignment. And the more time, and the oftentimes we think, oh, like if the GPS says that, and like I've heard this, someone else teach this, but it's a good example. It's like the Matt Kahn taught this too, also, just shout out. But if you are like on the driveway, a lot of time our ego thinks when it looks at the GPS and maybe we're stuck in traffic, like, oh, if I take the back roads will be faster than the traffic. But then we put it into our GPS and it says the back roads will take an hour and a half, whereas we stay stuck in traffic, it will take 30 minutes. And our ego usually will choose to take the back roads because it thinks it's more exciting and at least it gets to drive quicker. And you can think about that as like people who rush into relationships before really taking time to get to know people, or who say yes to people who they go, you're good enough, you're kind of okay, you'll work, right? Is people saying dating this person is more excited than being alone, so this person will get me to the soulmate, or this person could become my soulmate quicker than if I were just alone. And in truth, if we just stay in traffic and allow our ego that's addicted to stimulation to be worn out and worn down by being alone and just connecting with people as friends rather than dating people who are not right and who or helping us form a relationship with out of alignment, or helping us practice what our relationship won't look like, we would, if we are just willing to be alone, we would find ourselves to our soulmate a lot quicker. And if you thought to yourself, it's a lot harder to say no to people who are attractive, but who don't feel quite right, or don't feel like they fully understand us, than it is to say yes to people that are attractive and don't feel quite right. Like, it's a lot easier to move into relationships where you get to feel love for a second, get to be with another person, even if we go, in the long run, I don't really know if we're going to be together forever, right? That's always a good thought in your head, to know this is not someone I'm meant to be with. And we choose to date people who are attractive but might not be quite right, because we don't want to be alone. And the real growth comes from being willing to be alone and teaching ourselves how to love ourselves. Because if you can't love what you're experiencing with very low levels of stimulation, with very low levels of upticks, if you can't learn to celebrate the most mundane days, when you're having mundane days with your soulmate, you're just going to go, oh, another day. And it's going to be less enjoyable. And the universe wants us to appreciate the person, appreciate the partner. And just because we dated people that were out of alignment doesn't mean we can't manifest a soulmate. It just takes longer. It takes more time. And when you're thinking about dating people, can we be willing to say no and be picky as fuck? Because there is 7 billion people on this planet. I walk by people that I'm attracted to every day. I have many friends who I'm like, this is an attractive person, but it feels better to be willing to just get to know them and to be strong and have clear boundaries than it is to have loose boundaries and have experiences, but to move too quickly into relationships where you just feel hurt on the other side of it. And it's like, if I'm going to go through a heartbreak, it better be fucking worth it. And it better be someone that's a hell yes. And if it ain't a hell yes, it's a hell no. And if it's not someone who's going to help me grow my passion, grow what I feel like is my purpose on life. And for me, that's spirituality. For you, it might be music. It might be being an incredible cook. It might be theater, or it might be writing or poetry. And if you feel like you haven't found, or pickleball, and if you feel like you haven't found that yet, just explore, and being willing to try new things, or pottery, and whatever we want to devote our life to, which is whatever we feel most passionate about, even if it's just a hobby or extracurricular, can be work to help grow that in our lives. And when we start to grow that more in our life, we're going to start to come to the perspective of, I want someone, and this is a perspective of someone who's in their 20s. It might be different if you're in your 60s or 70s. And that is also something to think about. But if you're in someone who's around my age group and you're still building your life, or even if you feel like you found your passion and are still working towards your passion at an old age, you get to a point of, I want someone that's going to help deepen my passion, deepen what I feel like my purpose is in this life. And for me, that's teaching and and talking about spirituality and mental health, and bringing through messages of like insights I'm getting that are dropping into my head from angels or guides or whatever's talking to me. But whatever your passion is, like, wouldn't you, and for me, my passion is my purpose, which is like doing these YouTube videos. And whatever your passion is, or whatever you feel like your purpose is, can we be willing, if this person is not going to help grow my purpose, then they're not it, because my purpose is going to be the most meaningful thing I leave on this planet. And if it's not someone that's helping me deepen that passion or purpose, why would I spend time dating them? Because it's only gonna lead to me taking time away from my purpose, to connect with someone that isn't going to be able to fully meet me or fully understand me how I'd want to be met, because your soulmate, your divine partnership, your twin flame is going to look at your purpose, is going to work with you to help deepen your purpose, and your purpose will be the same, because the universe wants us to create beauty on this planet, and we do that through our purpose in life. And we all are going to have different purposes, and maybe that's just being incredible parents for our children, and we feel like that's our purpose in this life, or that's the main impact we will have on this planet. Then it's finding someone who would be the most fucking awesome parent, that would knocks your socks off on every way. And if it's not someone that knocks your socks off as a parent, they're not your person. If you're super passionate about art, if it's not someone who you go, holy fuck, that's incredible art in front of me, and that's someone I could bounce ideas off and who would help me grow my own expression of art, then it's not someone you're meant to date. If it's not someone that like also channels and teaches about spirituality and who would help deepen my devotion to spirituality, it's not the right person for me, because I am devoted to my purpose. And if it's not going to grow my purpose in the deepest way possible, it's not the right person. It's just a nice or incredible or amazing person for me to get to know, to form a loving friendship with. But it feels better to have strong boundaries, or have boundaries that are clear, because you then become clear on who's right for me and who's not right for me, than it is to be unclear on I like have sex with whoever I'm attracted to, or I date people who just feel like they are good enough, or who are pretty close, because pretty close is still not close. And the more clear we get on that, the more we are going to start to notice, oh, these people are people I'm meant to get to know, not people I'm meant to be in romantic relationships with. And the more picky we be, and the more we are willing to tell people no, the closer and closer we will get to that yes or hell yes. And we do that by being willing to know, because you say no, because your redirections direct you to a yes. And if you feel like you need to practice dating, you are just practicing spending time out of alignment with people who aren't going to be able to fully meet you. And the real way to practice dating is in your friendships, and in your relationship with yourself. And your ego will look at that and go, that doesn't sound like fun at all. And it's just your ego that's addicted to wanting a distraction from connecting deeper with you. And if you hear that perspective and you go, oh God, that's just how much of your ego craves to avoid fully spending time with yourself. And when we're thinking about manifestation, can we be willing to have clear, and manifesting a partner, can we be willing to have clear boundaries? Because like attracts like, and if we want someone who is sturdy, stable, and who's truly desires to get to know us on the deepest level, you do that by spending time alone. You don't do that by spending time with people who are pretty close to being the one, because pretty close is not it. And if you feel like you're with someone who you go, I feel like there's someone better out there for me, or I feel like, or you wish, I wish this person was more like this, and they're not like that, then they're probably just someone you really should reconsider if they're the right person for you to date or not. Because really, when we're thinking about dating, majority of the time we live in a culture, at least in the West, at least in America, that has very poor community. And a lot of times we think, if I just find a partner, then I'll have community. I'll have a community of one, and they will give me the attention, the focus, the touch that I crave. And the truth is, When you're craving a partner, oftentimes what will help soothe that craving is just building deeper friendships and building stronger community. And if you had a strong sense of community around you and were as interested and curious in getting to know people around you, and they were interested and curious in getting to know you, you would find you would have far less craving for a partnership. And real community is going to heal this planet on constantly fixing and focusing on who's the next person they're going to date, or thinking that the next person they're going to date is going to be their next greatest level of growth. And the greatest level of growth you will go through is being alone, because that is the hardest experience to experience, and it's where you fully get to meet yourself, and it's where you learn who you are. And if you aren't spending time alone, you're never going to find that. And if we were willing to build stronger community, we're going to have more meaningful relationships in the long run. Because even if you manifested a soulmate, it's going to be less fulfilling if you don't have community around you. And for most people are going to benefit by learning how to love people as friends around them, learning how to explore like safe, like platonic intimacy, as in like holding people, dancing with people while still having good boundaries, so that when they manifest their soulmate, they're able to keep good boundaries with their friends, even when they're dancing with people, even when someone says, hey, I really could use like a longer hug, I could use being held, right? We can explore that with friends, and that's a way to start to meet maybe our needs of physical touch in a healthy platonic way, where no one's crossing each other's boundaries, where no one's getting stronger feelings, or no one's starting to feel like I have to date this person because this person's getting super close, like this person's having sex with me. And that's a super intimate physical thing to share with someone, and it builds a stronger attachment. And when we're willing to just hold or dance with people and connect with people from a platonic space, we're able to meet needs of physical touch without feeling any stronger attachment that pushes us into relationships that aren't quite right. And just to reiterate this, because I think it's a really good point, is it's a lot harder to say no to people that are attractive and be willing to be alone and take the journey than it is to say yes to that person who doesn't feel like they are going to fully meet us, they don't fully understand us, or their purpose and what they're passionate about doesn't really line up with our purpose and passion. And the more we say, if it ain't a hell yes, it isn't, if it isn't someone that I can't say no to, then it's a no. If I look at a person and I get to know them and I go, I can, like, and they want to date us and we go, I really feel like I could say no to you and be okay, they're not your person. Like the person you meet that's your soulmate, your twin flame, your divine union partnership, it's going to be someone that you meet, you instantly know, you instantly feel a deeper connection to them. And they're so enticing, they're so like the most incredible person you've ever met, that you aren't going to be able to say no when it comes to dating them or comes to a romantic partnership. And even when we feel that way, we should still take things slowly. We should still take our time to get to know that person, because our ego is always worn down by taking things slowly. Our ego is worn down by being alone. And it actually what helps more of our soul to step forward and express itself through our body. And so if we're finding ourselves with not a lot of stuff or a lot of alone time, or where we're still trying to create the change we wish to see in our life, that time alone is actually what wears down your ego, for more of your soul to step forward, to then be able to make the choices you need to make to then create or attract what you wish to call into your life. And it's the alone time, and it's the not having a lot for a lot of people on the planet that does that. And some people might go through their whole life not having a lot, but they will learn how to be incredibly grateful, appreciate, and celebrate what they do have, and they will learn to celebrate the mundane in a way that people that have everything they could ever imagine won't. And it's the real gift in space from our dreams. And when we're thinking about career, when we're trying to create it, when we're trying to create the career of our dreams, it's just about being consistent and working at it and not giving up. And when you hear thoughts of, I think I should do something else with my time, I don't know if this is ever going to turn out, I don't really know if this is even something that I want to create because it's been taken so much time and it still hasn't happened. When you think about those thoughts, imagine how you felt when you started it, and is it still something that lights you up and makes you excited most of the time to make a new YouTube video, to play your guitar, to cook a new recipe? And if it is, maybe it's worth the effort. And we learn what I end up creating my life is what I didn't give up on and what I was willing to be brave enough to share with others and to give it enough of an outlet where enough people could see it, where it created opportunities for me. And if I'm willing to give up on it, maybe it just wasn't my passion, or maybe I need to learn greater commitment for what I'm passionate about. And things take time. Things on this planet happen in growth cycles, and a growth cycle starts with the seed, it grows into a tree, and eventually that tree bears fruit. But we have to wait to pick the apple when it's ripe, because otherwise the apple, the orange, won't be that enjoyable to eat. And if we think about the things we're trying to create in our life, it's the same thing. The universe is always giving you what you need to prepare you for what you actually want to create in your life. And it's all about divine timing, and the universe is waiting for you to be the most ripe apple for someone else to pick, for your dreams to come true. Because are you, and it goes back to, are you as attractive as a person to your dreams or as you are attracted to your dreams? And we do that over time, and it takes time, and it all is happening in divine timing, and there is a plan for you, and the universe is orchestrating all around you, and you're the only step you to take is to not give up, to keep going, and if you do give up, eventually coming back and trying again. And the more you are willing to keep on going, the more it will eventually happen. And if you talk to anyone that's successful at the start of whatever they became amazing at, they were awful, they were most likely bad at it, and they were willing to be awful and bad to keep on going and to get better and better. And they learned it wasn't how many times they got knocked down that they should focus on, but it was how many times little shifts happened that were positive, and they focused more on that most of the time than they did on the negative, and they were willing to not give up because they wanted to see what they could create, not that they needed something to be created in order for them to enjoy the experience. They enjoyed the journey, and that's what actually gets you to a place of not giving up on your dreams is, I'm willing to take the journey. I'm willing to take the journey of being alone when I'm manifesting a partner. I'm willing to take the journey of working towards a career and maybe having a little bit less, and keep on going and keep on trying. And if I need to get a side job, I get a side job, as a way of making sure that I give this life all that I have, because we don't want to look back at our life and say, I could have done more with my time. And if we feel that in this moment, it's okay, but tomorrow is a new day, and are we willing to try again, or try a little bit better and create the change we wish to see? And the change starts with us. It doesn't start in our experiences. And so can we focus on more, what can I change in my life? What can I be more grateful for? How can I be more grateful and encourage myself for who I am, rather than I need my outside experience to change, because that will keep you trapped in a game of waiting. Or even like, I need more money or more resources to become a professional musician, or to practice my guitar, And it's like, if you have a guitar now, why not make a little time to practice? And this is something I'm learning, because I have a guitar, and I don't know, it'd be cool to be able to share like music with more people. And it's something that I'm still working. It's something I've recently gotten back into. Hopefully it sticks. Of I wish I like was better at guitar than I am, and I'm okay. But and it's something lately that I've often imagined, like, when my YouTube channel gets bigger, when I have when I have clients to work with, then I'll be able to have more resources and I'll be able to play my guitar more. And it's like, I have time now. Why don't I just make the time now? And I think it's the growing your passion that grows your purpose, that helps you be discerning on what's not aligned with your purpose, and helps actually create the life of like fulfillment, satisfaction, the life with a partner, the life where your dreams come true. And it starts with, can I build my passion? Can I build what I'm passionate for? And can I not give up on my passions? And can I allow the things that aren't aligned with me growing my passion to fall away? Whether that's the person I'm dating, whether that's whether that's things I'm spending my time on that aren't really serving my passion. And sure, like, we should still work out, we should still eat good meals, we should still take good care of our body, but like, am I spending time doing things that are just draining of me of energy, or like scrolling on my phone, binge watching shows that I could spend time growing what I'm actually want to grow in my life? And we all have to think about, how am I using my time, and can I use my resource of time better? Because it's the first resource we're given, is we all have time. And it's the resource that never goes away until you die. And if you use your time well, you will have created a good purpose for you. You will have create with If you use your time well and you put time into your passions, your purpose will show up. And if you use your time to numb, check out, to avoid life, to do things that drain you, or make you feel less well, or full of less well-being, you're going to feel like you wasted your life. And that is the simplest way to create or manifest or attract the dreams we wish to dream, is, how are we using our time, and what changes could we do to make using our time a little bit more efficient, to either cultivating well-being or putting more time in our passions to build what we want to build. And I feel like that's a good spot to stop. So thank you for listening. It's an honor to serve you, and I'm grateful for your attention. Bye.